Okay, we're rolling, so whenever.
Hello, and welcome back to the Collegian Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm David O'Brien.
And I'm Kylie McGovern. Welcome back to the pod. Today we are joined with our dear friend, Andrew Plunkett.
Hello.
Like to introduce yourself to the pod, let us know what you're up to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just here, but I'm Andrew. I'm a poli-sci major. I'm a junior. What else did I do? I'm an RA on campus, part of the ambassadors. And then I'm also a tour guide.
A tour guide?
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's pretty good. You always like seeing new generation of students.
Do you?
Sometimes, yeah.
So what's like your favorite part of the Saddle show though?
On a day like today, and when everyone was out, like everybody I know was out, that is something I like to show. When that's not there, I like to show founders because it's new, essentially.
True.
Makes
and
sense.
they all like that.
You said you were an RA. I don't know if you can tell us your craziest RA story on the podcast, but could you tell us a crazy RA story?
Yeah. I think I have one that's not like too bad. But there's this one time in my first year as an RA when I was in the dorms where there was an individual who tried to bribe me not to like document that.
How much?
Oh, I don't remember, but I remember they were just saying like, "Oh, let me Venmo you," and I was just like,
What was the infraction?
It was like, I don't even remember what it was.
What a crazy story.
I don't think it was. If that's the craziest thing I have, that's pretty good.
What about that time that dude was like on a crime spree or something, and you were the RA on duty?
Yeah, he was.
I like that that's not what you said at first.
Yeah, well, because he was like a resident in TC. And
which is where you're an RA.
Yeah, and he was
So
my
it's your
resident.
fault.
Yeah, so it is my fault.
Yeah.
And like I got like a call about the person, and it was just like, I was like, I don't. We tried, and it.
Did you write him up?
I did.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Also, I did have some help too.
So being an RA, what dorms have you been in charge of?
I've been in St. Denis during COVID years, and then TC, and next year I'll be in McGill.
Which of those have been your favorites?
So far, TC has been my favorite. I mean, Kylie lives there.
How is that?
Yeah, how is that?
It's not LaSalle's best living situation, I will say.
Townies for the win. I've always loved Townies. It served me well.
From an RA standpoint, it is a very nice place. They do call it the retirement home.
Oh, really? So they give it to all the seniors?
Yeah, and me, I guess.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
you're a junior. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
wow.
Sorry, folks.
A rising like we'll be a senior
Rising
when you're
senior,
here.
yeah. But I'll be in McGill next year.
And you're a political science major. Do you study anything else?
I'm working towards minors in history and economics just because it'll end up where I have that.
History and economics. Have you taken any history courses? And
Yeah.
So which ones?
I got credits because my AP score. I got credits for A-Push, so I had the American government, or the American history one. I took with Liebiger U.S. history to 1856, which I really like. And then with Stebbins, I took 20th century global history.
Are you taking any history classes next semester?
Yes, presidential elections. Kylie's in that one.
Let's
Oh, you in that one?
go! I will see you there.
Presidential elections, and then there's one about the Civil War with
I
Liebiger.
was really hoping you'd say imperialism.
No, I missed out. And I'm taking political economy of Latin America.
Oh, I was really close to taking that, but it didn't fit my schedule. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So no, I noticed you didn't say leadership and global understanding.
No, we dropped that.
Isn't that?
Don't you want to go on the trips?
I'm in a class right now where I'm traveling virtually.
Virtually? Where did you go virtually?
We went to, it's a virtual travel study to Ireland. So we went to the Guinness factory.
Wow.
Yeah, at 8 a.m., which is very nice.
At 8 a.m.?
Yeah, that's all I thought about the rest of the day.
Wake up bright and early.
Yeah, how I could get a Guinness.
I could help you.
Yeah, you know what? I almost brought one to class because
Fair enough.
to celebrate. So we did that. We went a virtual tour of like the Blarney Stone.
What is that?
It's the thing that's It's like in a castle in Ireland. I forget what the name is, but you go up to it and it's like hanging outside the castle. And the legend is if you go outside and kiss the Blarney Stone, you get the gift of gab.
What's the gift of gab?
Well, you go talking to
The
people.
curse that 3 people on this couch actually have, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
like the gift of gab is like when you like are good at talking and you're like sociable and like to chat.
I'm gifted. Finally.
Ah.
If you kiss the Blarney Stone, but you already had, I was thinking this. If you kiss the Blarney Stone, you already had the gift of gab.
Sounds like you might get the gift of mono.
Would you
if
just
kiss
be?
it.
Well, yeah. But would you just be mute?
Ooh,
Or would you get more?
Or would it be worse?
Would you get more gabby?
Or better, depends on.
These are the questions modern day philosophers
See, if the travel study wasn't virtual, could have gone
I
and
could have gone and kissed
You
it.
could have kissed it
Experienced it.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have been a hard kiss.
I'm sure
Oh,
it would
wow.
have
I wouldn't have held back at all.
been. You're the
Oh,
kisser.
gosh.
Yeah, huge kissing, especially when it comes to stones.
I bet you love kissing stones.
Kissing stones is top 3 favorite things I do.
How do you feel about sticks?
About sticks?
Yeah.
No.
Along with stones.
No.
So only stones, no
Only
sticks.
stones.
He has a type.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
No.
Speaking of kissing, do you believe in soulmates?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
What's like the criteria for a soulmate for you?
It's a tough question. I mean, I just guess I feel like in any soulmate relationship. What?
Nothing.
Well, in any soulmate relationship, I feel like the number one thing you should look for is a partnership.
So
Like,
true.
There's obviously like a physical attraction there, but if you can't be like a partner with somebody, then there's no soul.
You're a team.
Yeah.
No I in team.
No, I ain't seen.
That's a very good answer.
Unless you don't know the spell.
Very true.
Yeah.
When I was a child, I used to write T-I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rookie
It sounds,
mistake.
phonetically sounds like that.
It
Yeah.
does.
Similar to David's question,
Oh, wow.
do you believe in the soulmates?
Yes, I do. I'm a product of the soulmates.
Ah!
Yeah.
What a silly way to say that.
I'm an offspring. I'm I can't frame it like a soul baby. But.
Oh.
La Soul Baby.
Yeah.
That sounds like the worst rapper
A
of all
soul
time.
love.
I'm a soul love child.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. That's what I would.
I might throw up.
Does anyone want to explain to any viewers that don't know what the soulmate concept
I think
is?
it's all you, Andrew, seeing as you're a product.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm also a product.
Yeah, you are too. You're a soul love child. So the soulmate concept is when 2 people go to LaSalle, meet each other at LaSalle, and then get married, and have a family.
And how do they have a family?
No!
Well, I'm working on that.
You're working on that.
I'm working on learning that.
We don't usually edit.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're in the health ILO.
Yeah, we don't really have a major for that, so it's been something I've been trying.
There's not a major for that.
No.
Well, what if
Talk
you
about an elective.
Reproductive studies.
No!
You heard it here first, folks. LaSalle Campus Administration, if you could please add the major reproductive studies for our nice guest, Andrew Plunkett. I'd take a class or 2 in that, I think.
I wouldn't.
I'm just curious.
Imagine the people that would be in that class.
I literally can't think of a worse group of people that could ever culminate in one room than the people.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not taking. No. Degenerate.
Yeah, that would just
Yeah.
be horrible. Imagine the in-class discussion.
Oh my god.
That child in the state was bad.
Yeah.
Talk about having a child in the state, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's a little soulmate.
That's the
That's the
soulmate
soulmate.
connection,
Yeah.
folks. There we go.
Yeah.
Kylie's a little soulmate.
Yeah, Kira's a
Kira's a
soulmate over
soulmate.
there off camera.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that are little
Yeah.
soulmates.
I'd say 1 in 5 at LaSalle.
It's a good number.
I'm gonna guess
5 at
that.
LaSalle.
No, it's a good
Yes.
number. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of little
That's a
soulmates.
big percent.
Now I
That's
can't think of
20%.
other people, but like
I know a
there
lot
have
of people.
I don't know.
Can't say I am, folks. But don't worry, if you're not a product of the Soulmates, you're going to be just fine. You can also attend LaSalle University.
Right.
And you become yourself a soulmate.
Right. You might find a little
Do
soulmate.
you-
Not planning on
You're
it.
not planning on it.
Nope.
What would you be your type for a
Who's my
soulmate?
type? That's a great question. Andrew. I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 answers to that. The
I
first
thought this
being,
was gonna be one of more of our like intelligent
No,
episodes.
it's
and I'm
not.
so glad
stop
it's
trying
not.
to derail the conversation. Who's my type? Perfect question. I'd have to go with your mother.
Yeah. Wonderful lady.
As I was actually discussing
Should we
earlier
watch
today
it?
with one of our producers,
She might be.
I'm gonna have to go with goth women. They're absolutely my favorite. Big
I understand
fan.
that.
Surf
You
Person once wrote a
understand
song called Goth Babe, and I have to say, That's perfectly it. So I would say my soulmate would have to be either your mom or a goth babe.
Okay,
Okay,
what
but it
if...
has to be a goth babe that goes here. And my mom also now has to go here. Because when
She can come back.
to
You can get a
school.
master's degree.
Lots
As
of
my
people do
email
that.
constantly says,
Yes.
you can get a master's
Well,
degree.
she has, both of my parents also have masters from LaSalle.
Really? In
Oh,
what?
that's like
Um,
double the soulmates.
My
I don't know.
mom, my dad is what?
Graduate soulmate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're.
Did they meet in grad school?
No, they met in their senior year.
So they stayed longer.
So
For each other.
yeah, well I don't know. They got their masters in like 2005 and 6. My dad got his in strategic
2005
communication.
and 6.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. So they came back.
yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah.
Strategic communications.
And my mom something with teaching like bilinguals something.
What other
Sorry.
language does your brother speak?
He said something.
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah,
¿Cómo estás?
I don't speak Spanish.
No hablo español. Fair enough. I took Latin, so I kind of got all
I-
5 Romance languages. you know.
Speaking of languages, Mark Thomas, he's a professor. Love Mark Thomas. I feel like I have to, but he approached me in the hallway and told me to take German.
I didn't even know we had German.
Yeah, we're only offering it next semester apparently.
Are you gonna take Deutsch?
I might, just to say I can know what German is.
You don't know what German
I know the
is?
concept of German, but I don't know.
Describe the concept of German.
Well, I know that it's a language.
Okay.
How it's spoken, I don't understand.
9.
Du sprechen Deutsch aktuell?
I have no idea what that means.
That means do you speak German?
No,
9.
no. That's why I'm taking the class.
Well, there we go. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing you fluent in German.
Me
Maybe another podcast episode one day have you talking to us in pure German.
That would be great.
So how's being an ambassador?
I like being ambassador. And yeah, your roommate Enrique and I, now we got elected to E-board.
Oh, what's your position?
Congratulations.
I'm the secretary.
The secretary.
Yes.
What does that entail?
So it's a lot of note taking. We do scheduling of events and sending out stuff to members,
So secretary of what?
the ambassadors.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was like
Yeah,
secretary
like-
of state or something.
Yeah, I wish I was.
So what is Joe Biden asking you to do?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
I haven't heard from him since he got
Well,
inaugurated.
now I'm confused because he said the president tells him what to do, but
Oh, the president of ambassadors, and that's
Oh.
That makes so much more
yeah,
sense.
that's kind of
Right.
American centric to think only the American president. There's a lot of other presidents.
Why don't you name a few?
The president of Ireland,
What's his name?
He doesn't.
St. Patrick. The president of the European Council,
What's his name? Or her name?
Donald Tusk.
Is that true?
Brexit.
Yeah, we just did a presentation on Brexit. It
Average
might be.
political science major.
He might have been. He might have stepped out, but I really don't know. President.
All right. We don't have
yeah.
to keep going.
There's a lot of presidents.
Speaking of presidents, who is your favorite one?
David's gonna get mad at this.
I might have to disagree with you.
It's Jimmy Carter.
Talk
James
about
Earl
a bad
Carter.
take. Dude, you know what you just did? You just caused my grandmother to call me and rant about a peanut farmer for at least 20 minutes thanks to that comment.
Well,
David's girl. You know she's watching.
Yeah. Sorry I said I'm into his mom and goth women. Don't
yeah,
I?
and apologize to my mom too while you're at it. No, okay.
So, I'm sorry.
Hey, you know I didn't mean it. But anyway, so Jimmy Carter, why is he your favorite president?
I think while on paper there's not many accomplishments, although I would argue there are. To be honest, I would argue there are.
Why did
Camp
he?
David-
So did he have accomplishments or not?
Yeah, I would argue he has accomplishments, but they're outshined by tough time. He
Don't you
took
think
office
tough
during-
times proves that the president was ineffectual as a executive commander after World War II?
That would be a fair assessment. But
You're not
but
really fighting for Jim.
well, no.
You shouldn't.
I'm trying to
become
get
a
to the
lawyer.
point. I'm trying to get to the point.
I'm waiting.
So I view the presidency as not only accomplishments. Yeah, that's a big part of what that means. But I think that Jimmy Carter, with the exception of maybe Lincoln, and even then I would argue.
With the exception of Abe Lincoln.
Well, I would argue even then he had some ulterior motives. I would argue that Jimmy Carter had the most morals of any president.
You would argue Jimmy Carter had more morality than Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Let's look at his accomplishments after office to prove that point.
Okay. Let's look. I feel like you're like about to pull up a PowerPoint or something.
He's one of 4 presidents to win a
We're
Nobel
discussing
Peace Prize.
as presidents. One of 4 presidents won a Nobel Peace Prize.
Jimmy
okay.
Carter, Barack
Sure.
Obama, Roosevelt, and Wilson.
Yeah.
Those are the 4.
Okay.
He has his center, the Carter Center, which he still works at age 96. That organization has almost fully eliminated guinea worm in Africa, which has saved many lives.
Okay.
While president, this is an accomplishment, he negotiated one of the most successful modern peace treaties, the Camp David Accords between Egypt and Israel.
Israel, a notably peaceful country.
Yes, yeah. Which has been used as the basis for other important peace talks, like the Oslo Accords.
Sure.
He was a fierce advocate for racial justice. He was the governor of Georgia, where he's from, and grew up in.
You know so much about Jimmy Carter.
He grew up in Plains, Georgia, where
Okay.
he was one of a very small percentage.
I don't
of
understand
white
what you're talking about
individuals.
his accomplishments outside of being.
And he was the
favorite
first
president.
president. This is a trivia. He was the first president born in a hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did you know actually he stopped he was a nuclear engineer in the Navy.
Yes.
And he like saved some like giant crisis on like a nuclear submarine or something.
Yeah.
He was the only guy doing to fix the reactor.
And when he was in office, he had to deal with the 3 Mile Island incident, and he knew
in Pennsylvania.
And he knew how to handle that crisis because it was the same reactor that he was trained for in the Navy.
He was trained as a nuclear engineer.
Yeah, and he was the first like officer in the Navy to man that kind of nuclear sub that they had.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the financialization of the United States economy and the transition away from manufacturing that has arguably led to a higher wealth equality issue over time?
I think it's a complex issue, obviously.
How do you feel about the fact it began under the Carter administration due to the fact he wasn't willing to bail out New York during the bond crisis?
I don't know if that's a fair assessment. We could say that it has been a continuation. Certainly Ford didn't do much to help stagflation, which is the reason why he had to fight that as president. It's the same reason.
Guys, the viewers are clicking off.
Dude, no, they're not. You wanted an intellectual episode. This is the duality of man.
Yeah, right. We can talk about reproductive rights and then financialization of economic markets.
Okay.
But I think
economic rights.
Economic rights. I think personally that, like I was saying, it was probably a continuation of policies that began under Nixon and Ford. Because Ford's and Nixon policies, although some might argue were good.
But the crisis happened under Carter's
Right, because the stagflation was exacerbated.
Yeah, but as the executive, don't you think it's his job to respond to a crisis that begins under his rule?
Of course. But it's easier said than done to respond to crises.
Well, that's why I elect the President of the United States. They are the representative of the general will of the people, so they can respond to crises. That's why they're the executive.
I would argue, personally, that the guy after Carter did more to harm the economic state of the United States than any other man in history.
And that's a fair argument, but my point is that... Wait, but you just said that if you give someone... You just said if you give the future president the situation that leads to bad stuff like this, then it's their fault. Because you just said under Ford.
Yeah, I'm not saying...
So are you saying you can make the same argument in this situation where you're saying it's Reagan's fault, but really it could have been Carter's thing?
I'm not saying it's a blame thing. I think that Reagan's policies are responsible, and I do think that Carter failed in that regard. I'm not arguing he's infallible. He has significant failures. The energy crisis, he did nothing. Stagflation, he did nothing.
Yeah.
Gas prices, he did nothing.
Yeah.
The Iran hostage crisis, he did do something.
But he's your favorite president.
But Reagan took the credit.
But he's your favorite president.
Yeah, because I appreciate his morality.
Well, there we go. I guess morality comes before resolving our issues.
It does. It does.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that.
People always criticize, even like with historically popular presidents.
Yeah.
Like if we're going like Obama has been popular among our age group.
It's true.
People always criticize his use of weapons in the Middle East.
Yeah.
So all presidents come with criticism, and
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, and like accomplishments are a big part of it. So maybe it is a bad take, but you know what? I've committed myself to in so much knowledge about Jimmy Carter that it's hard for me to forget that
Andrew, I would never mean to disrespect your encyclopedic knowledge.
Yeah, I've wasted so much of my life on this, so
that he has to be your favorite. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take away.
No, there's a fair criticism.
And I want you to know there's other presidents that you can read about that are also very interesting.
Yeah, I really am a big fan of Lincoln.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Because I think he has the same origins. It's a similar origin story from Carter.
You think they have the same origin story?
Yeah, both grew up in...
You said similar.
Similar, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Kylie. They both grew up in rural, poor areas. Lincoln was born in a log cabin. Jimmy Carter was born in a hospital.
In the first hospital. The first president.
Not the first hospital.
I corrected myself.
He was born in the hospital, but then went home and lived in a house that didn't have electricity. Okay. They both worked their way up.
So are you a big fan of like William Henry Harrison then?
I don't know much about him, if I'm being honest, besides that he died.
Well, that is... I think that happened to a lot of presidents.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know who's still living?
Jimmy Carter. I guess that means... I guess
the oldest living president. The oldest living president. Beat out that pesky George Bush.
If only Richard Nixon could be here today to change this entire debate.
I missed him.
Yeah. You miss him?
No.
You miss who? Richard Nixon?
It was a joke.
Don't we all? Richard Nixon, please come back.
Back in the good old days of the Nixon administration.
Hey, he tried his best.
He did. He just got caught up in all that water.
Talk about an underrated president, if we're talking about that. Richard Nixon did deserve better.
You know who's an underrated president? McKinley.
I don't think I agree with that.
He's got the mountain.
He's got the mountain.
He's got the mountain.
Alright.
Hey, if you're corrupt in the Gilded Age, don't worry, because when you get assassinated, LaSalle students will venerate you anyway.
All I said was he's underrated. It kind of, and we're not venerating him. Mountains are. That mountain named itself McKinley.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
that's how mountains are born.
I didn't know mountains were born. I wish I took that reproductive studies course they offered.
We're learning about how how that happens.
You are just a treasure chest of knowledge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I get that every day.
Really?
No.
What is your favorite thing that you know?
My favorite thing that I know?
What's the best?
God.
Wait, do you want me to get philosophical?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. More than anything.
The favorite thing that I know is that I'll die.
Oh, Andrew.
Andrew, I'm not gonna lie, knowing that you'll die might be one of the favorite thing I know.
It's so comfortable to know that life has an end.
Do you believe in the afterlife?
No.
No, so you just think it's like...
Yeah.
Good for you.
Hona's not gonna like that.
Well, she most certainly will not.
Yeah, I'm one of those pesky atheists.
Hey, there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
Hey, best of luck.
Thank you. I hope I don't die for a long time, but I think that knowing that there's death makes meaning.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I think Nietzsche wrote that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Really?
And Jeremy Bentham.
And who?
No, it was a callback to our political philosophy class.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just not...
Sorry, we're bringing an outdated...
I'm not as well educated as these two in political philosophy, which is fair enough.
There's not many that are, besides...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think it's time for your hot and cold take.
Alright. Which one do you want first?
Definitely cold.
Okay. My cold take is that I hate PDA.
I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, that's my cold take.
I remember in high school, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just remember, I will never forget it, there was always this couple that were making out in the stairwell, and I remember I'd always just be on my way to class and have my books, and I wasn't the most comfortable teen, I was very awkward. And I'd have to walk past...
I grew out of it.
And I'd always have to walk past these two rapscallions just eating each other's faces off, and I'll never get past it, really. I think developmentally that was very bad for me, and it's disgusting. And if you're ever thinking about doing PDA, don't.
I will say there's different levels of PDA.
Absolutely.
I'm okay with the handhold.
I don't mind a handhold.
I don't mind a handhold.
It has to be appropriate.
We're talking about like this. If you go further than the palm, no.
What?
No.
Define
some people like if we're holding hands like that, that's fine because that's a normal handhold. But some people like move their hand in the handhold, and that gets a little too much for me. Another thing is hugs. Hugs have to last like 3 seconds.
A long hug
is
allowed depending on the age group.
Ooh,
Yeah,
what
if
would
you're
be the
like
age
old,
group?
it's allowed.
Old
Okay,
people
alright.
love to hug for a long
Alright.
time, and you know what?
I think we waived the PDA roof for old.
No!
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Old people.
No way!
Of all groups of people, old people are not allowed to have PDA. Have you ever seen an old person kiss another old person? It's disgusting. I apologize. I'm sorry if there's any old people listening to this, but it is so
You've
gross.
established many times that there is.
Yeah, I have. Well, let's not.
Okay.
Just like, have you ever met? Have you ever worked at a retirement home?
No, and let me just say this for the record: I've never actively sought out old people making out.
I can't say I've ever sought it out. I worked at a retirement home, and let me tell you something. You see things that you wish you never did. Can we put like a PG-13 rating on this episode?
I don't think we need one.
We do.
I mean, if we're gonna put the PG-13, we might as well, but I don't think this needs to be rated PG-13. I don't think any of our viewers are under 13 in general.
Well, you never know.
What if I share
Internet,
it?
everything's...
Yeah, but
Yeah, I can agree with you.
PDA, that's something
My rule of thumb is it's like, you can hold hands and you can hug, but it's when it starts entering like,
yeah, the public
The
the
domain.
more intimate it is,
Yes.
the less you should do it.
We were talking about this the other day, but another thing I think counts is close face talking.
You're like...
So you're against close talkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hate close talkers.
I feel like
this
that's not like a
someone's
romantic
face.
thing.
No, but some
people
yeah,
think it is.
some people get up like. Well, you can't. I just did that. No one can see it, but you know what I mean. Some people get up and do that.
I guess.
Yeah, I've seen it at LaSalle, and
I'm
I
really
don't-
lucky to say I have seen PDA at LaSalle.
I don't
Far
say
too much of it. I post it on Yik Yak when I see it.
I don't say anything
Keep
because
stay on the lookout.
yeah, stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant. I just feel like there should be enough room for Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's that. I think my rule is like, if there's PDA in like a dark area, it's like, if it's ignorable, fair
Right,
enough.
because then you can't see it.
Because you can't see it.
Yeah.
If you can see it,
I agree.
please stop.
Yeah.
Uh,
Please.
Yeah. Well,
Please.
to any of the soulmates out there,
Get a room.
get a room. Get a room.
Get a LaSalle room. No.
Alright, what's your hot take?
My hot take is that there's no need for umbrellas.
That's what?
There's no need for umbrellas, and I hate the concept of umbrellas.
That's dumb.
Think about all I have to do if it's raining out.
Weren't you here when it was like flooding?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
put my hood on and
Yeah, and it went
You
through
went
the
back to
hood.
class.
No, this second part isn't true.
I tried to go to class and then I fell and then I came
You
back.
fell?
Yeah, I slipped. But that wasn't because I didn't have an umbrella. That was because it was muddy. I think that umbrellas.
How do you feel about rafts?
I would just substitute rafts. If we had a
You'd
raft,
substitute umbrellas for rafts?
if we had a raft system at LaSalle, I would use it.
I'm wanting you to be on the podcast every episode, Andrew.
We just don't need my thing with umbrellas is it's so much more convenient. I think what we could improve upon is waterproof technology, because if our
But
waterproof
that's what an umbrella is!
no,
An
but
umbrella is waterproof technology.
make umbrellas.
You
It's-
want like a shirt
the-
made out of umbrella.
Yes,
Have you ever seen the Runbrella?
I don't like that. Well, actually, you know what? I could do
Like
that.
So you're fine with that, but you're not fine with holding a pole with an umbrella.
Yes, because first of all, there's the threat of lightning. If lightning strikes that umbrella, you're dead.
That threat
But like,
always
isn't that
exists.
your thing? Like, you're like, I will die one day.
Yeah, I don't want to die. I don't want to die now.
You know,
I just
Freud believed that every human being had an inherent love of risk.
I don't.
But you love knowing that you're gonna die.
I love the comfort in knowing that death is the end.
How would you feel about a couple holding an umbrella together?
That would be my worst nightmare. That would be.
That's your worst nightmare?
When I go to-
What if it's Jimmy Carter and his wife holding an umbrella while doing PDA?
At LaSalle University.
Would he still be your favorite president?
Yes, because that goes with my old person rule. We waive it. He's 90.
We didn't waive it.
I
We did
waived
not
it.
waive it. The
He's-
rule was for hugs. It was different.
He's 96. That's his. Let the guy.
You want to see a 96 26-year-old
Dude, have you seen
ex-president
Jimmy
making out
Carter's
with his
face?
wife
Have
under
you
an
seen Jimmy
umbrella.
You know what? Yeah.
Can in the editing process, can you put up a picture of Jimmy Carter? Like, have you seen his face right now? It literally looks like someone stapled a purse. That's what his face looks like, bro.
Yeah, but Kylie,
You wanna
how
see
many
that
people
kissing
could
another
say that?
person?
How many people could say that?
None, and none should.
I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Seeing Jimmy Carter make out. The
His
other.
wife under an umbrella.
Just go to an old folks home, bro. I'm sure you could Google that if you really want to.
The other thing with the umbrellas is that the act of opening it is so awkward.
That's true.
And you have to open it and then like,
I can agree with that.
and then like, because of the stupid rule that it's bad luck to carry umbrellas inside, which I don't get.
Whoa! Whoa!
I'm
The
sorry.
podcast goes rated R.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, can we up the rating? Can we change the rating on the episode?
Yeah. I don't get
But you
that.
don't believe in superstition, so why does it matter to you if you open an umbrella indoors or not?
Because I kind of do.
But what? Like, what are you talking about that? What's another superstition you believe in?
Ooh. A lot of them have to do with sports.
Let's hear it.
I'm a massive Eagles fan.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Beds!
And so when it's the season, I never wash my jersey.
You never watch it?
Yeah.
I don't wash my clothes either.
There's blood on that thing.
There's blood
sweat,
on your jersey?
There's tears.
Whose blood's on your jerseys?
When I went to the Eagles game, shout out Katie Suarez because she'll know this story. But when we
Please listen to our show, Katie.
Yeah, when we went to the Eagles game, there was two people in front of us that seemingly were brothers. And
Oh, I've heard that.
towards the end of the game, the brother grabbed his other brother's throat and punched him right in the eye.
They're just passionate fans.
Yeah, and we were getting our ass kicked. And they were two Eagles fans.
They're passionate. One of my first memories, actually, is I was at a Flyers-Pittsburgh game, and I remember walking out. I was very young. I had to be like 8, maybe 7. And I saw this old lady wearing a Pittsburgh jersey. Like old enough to be in your PDA rule, and I saw a group of Flyers fans. They just started hurling beers at this elderly woman, and if that doesn't sum up Philadelphia sports in one, I don't really know what does.
Yeah, it's a great city.
It's a great city.
Great city.
I don't know. Well, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philly's fine. I honestly, I know we've recorded plenty, but I have to ask after that terrible hot take. Do you have a second hot take you may want to share? This is the first time we've done this. Sorry.
I have a lot of hot takes.
Sorry to all the recording crew who's forced to speculate the rest of this.
Oh, this is one that I'm
And our viewers.
very keen on. I have a thing, and my family knows this, that if you get food that comes in a paper bag, a plastic bag, that's not groceries, or a cardboard box, you don't have to sit down and eat it with other people.
I feel that way about all food. I like resent the fact food is like something you're forced to like sit down and eat. Like I like standing when I eat.
I'm definitely like a big fan of food as a social tool. However, if I can see the grease from the bag, I just want to like turn off the lights, like eat it in the
You just
dark.
want to go
Yeah.
full caveman.
Yeah, I want to be like an animal when I get that food. I don't want to watch other people. I don't want other people to want to watch me devour.
I go
a Big
far
Mac.
got that like the majority of finger foods I feel that way. Like if you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like a really greasy sandwich
Yes,
or like
and it's
or
awkward.
hot wings, hot wings. Just let me eat over the sink.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think that's the perfect place to end, folks. If you have any questions, comments, or connections surrounding the elderly,
No.
umbrellas,
Jimmy
your
Carter.
favorite president, I know some of the people watching this that I know will definitely have strong opinions about the best president.
Liz.
So please feel free to email me at o'briend10@lasalle.edu of any questions, comments, or connections.
And me at mcgovernk8@lasalle.edu.
Thank you so much for watching, and frankly, we're sorry.